Hey, it's Ace. Welcome back to Tripura Farm, or, well, we will be back on the farm here in a few minutes. Right now, we're at the tire store just outside of West Point. You can see I took a giant chunk out of it. I had to do that in creative mode because I'd brought back a couple livestock trailers I found while we were driving around. I found a trailer with some pigs in it, and I found a trailer with some chickens in it. So I brought them back here and I pulled them into the garages and I thought, okay, well, what am I going to do now? And then that's when the idea to do the farm came. And so here we are. So I got the farm, and the very first thing I did after the last episode was go ahead and come back here for these trailers. And unfortunately, the floor, the hoists, the car hoists that are inside there, had caused the trailers to sort of lose their mind. One of them had moved over so that the trailer hitch was in the wall over here, and the other one was bouncing around up on the second floor above the lift, with its trailer hitch stuck in this wall, and it was just sort of bouncing around up in there. So since I didn't have a sledgehammer, I had to drop into creative and spawn myself one and delete those walls so that we could get the trailers back out of there and bring the animals over to the farm. We did that, and we're ready to bring the last container over. I thought I'd show you guys what I've been doing for the last not so few days. Getting moved in, and this is the last container to come over. We've got, some other vehicles and little minor stuff to bring over, but this is the last big thing. So here we are going back to the farm. The shortcut in from the north side is what I'm using rather than the big long road. And we still haven't found any axes, any real axes. I've found hatchets. Chopping down any quantity of trees with a hatchet is just not going to be fun. Oh, you know what? Let's, real quick, while we're here, let's top off the gas on the tow truck. Because tomorrow is our first away mission, I'm calling it, to Muldraugh. And that is for groceries. But most importantly, that is to find, hopefully, an axe, a real axe or two, or more. Thank you. And maybe a sledgehammer, legitimate sledgehammer. I'm not using the one that I spawned in because, well, it's a cheated sledgehammer. But I've got it in case there's, more issues with the game. Anyhow, so we need to find a sledgehammer. We need to find some axes, and we've got some meat in the fridge. We've got rabbit and venison. And the tread marks are barely noticeable. If you don't even look, you just don't see them. So there's blood on the windshield, and I don't think much of it is from zombies. I think probably more of it is from rabbits and deer. The route that I've been taking, which you'll get to see today, I managed to kill a rabbit at least probably about 60 or 70% of the time when we travel on the road, on the railroad tracks. And one time I hit a deer, another time I managed to not hit the deer. I probably would have had 2 more deer come from that one. But I really wasn't into damaging the truck too much. So anyways, we've got meat in the fridge, and we've got not a lot of other stuff. We're running out of canned goods. And so it is time to go shopping for some food items so that we can supplement the meat in the roasts and the stews and so on. I'm having trouble getting enough calories. I'm staying satiated without a problem. But at this point, because I'm running out of other stuff, notably like lard and butter and high-calorie things, calories are starting to become an issue. So it's time for a trip to Muldraugh. It's time to hit up McCoy Logging, and see if they've got. I haven't been in the big industrial buildings that they have before. I've just driven past them. So this will be my first time in there, and hopefully we're going to find a sledgehammer. But really, really, hopefully we're going to find axes, because we need to put fencing up, and that means chopping down trees, and that means getting a real axe, because with a hatchet in a regular tree, you've got about 2 or 3 of them, and then your muscle fatigue is just extreme. So yeah, zipping along these railroad tracks. I wasn't too concerned about hitting a rabbit or something, but then I figured out that it really treats that just the same as hitting a Zed. And when I'd go back over the body the next trip through, the truck would bounce, and I was afraid I was going to bounce into a tree. So I said, well, I'm going to start picking them up and taking them home with me, because why not? And, you know, the next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Next thing you know, there's rabbits in the freezer, and there's some more rabbit in the freezer. So, seems like maybe at this point I've eliminated the rabbits, although I'm guessing they'll just probably spawn again. I'm thinking that the game doesn't actually keep track of individual clutches, herds. I think it's a clutch. Yeah, there we go. As I was saying, and unfortunately, you can only pick up one of these at a time. That's kind of wild. So you pick up the second one and you drop the first one. It's like, well, but I got plenty of capacity. Just let me pick them all up. But yeah, no, can't do it. So you got to run back and drop one in the trunk of the car, and then you can grab the second one. Swamp rabbit sounds pretty appealing, doesn't it? The good news there is the butchering skill is coming along nicely. Did you just drop it? Yes, you did. You chose the wrong option, Ace. Put in trunk, thank you. It does take her a while to toss a rabbit in the back of the truck, doesn't it? This was an Appalachian, so the Appalachian rabbits and the swamp rabbits were hanging out together. I'm really not sure what the media is going to make of that, but can't be good. So as soon as we get back, we're going to toss the rabbits in the freezer because I don't want to butcher them tonight, and then we're going to replace the hood on the tow truck and throw some components at the engine to get it back up to the green down here. And then grab some rack and wake up in the morning, eat, I think, the last ice cream on the property. Gosh, there was so much ice cream on the property, and it's really been a savior for all those calories. It's allowed me to focus on other stuff. But I think we're down to the last one, so time to get her done. So here's where we turn off here at the power line cut. I haven't tried to see if that rock is legit or not. Let's just assume it is. And we set the cruise control at 10 so that it won't shift up to second, because as soon as it does that, boy, it just kills us. Now we just thread this down here through the trees. And of course, since somebody's watching me, I'm going to mess it up, but that's what it is. Of those dents on the front of the truck have left paint on some of the trees along here. No doubt. I've had to cut down some trees along the way. It was possible to get through without it, but they were just really in the way, so I decided to spend the energy to clean them up. Yep, there's the first bump. Easy to catch stuff with the container. rid of some fence there so that we could get around because that gate's just too narrow. Left one of the cargo trailers out here under the trees right there. So this is going to sort of become our trailer dumping ground, I think. All right, so I've got this trailer with the doors facing me, and I want those to be facing the garage. So pick that up. Tree right here that I've left some paint on as well. Now with the tow truck, the lower it is, the more easily it will back up. The higher it is, the easier it will tow. Oops, there's a house there. For the first time through the house in the last episode, there were rooms I didn't even spot. Let's see if we can tip the back of this over just a bit. It's right up against the house here. There we go. Tuck it right in there. There we go. I like that. Great. You can unhook from right inside the tow truck. Whoop. Yeah, I've left some paint on that container too. I've repaired this hood a couple times now. We're just going to go ahead and take it off this time altogether. Hood. Standard hood heavy duty. Here we go. Only two of them here. Wow. All right. Oh yeah, I don't even need to pick it up since it's right next to the container. I can just install it straight from that. That is the way to do it. We're still paying 1 point per engine part, so we need 43 to get back up to 100%. I think I'm going to do that, but throw some at it. If I've got any light bulbs in here or not. Oh, spare engine parts. Let's not walk away before we do that real quick. I don't know why it won't choose the wrench that we already have in our Alice pack, but there it is. Oh, you won't do engine parts from a container. All right, fair enough. Oh, I do that all the time. All the time. Way too often. Six. We've got hood, so we ended up using a different hood. We ended up using one from inside the container, obviously. Back in, we'll drop this windshield over here by the other piece that I'm leaving in the yard, because, you know, country property. Next thing you know, we're going to put a Camaro up on blocks out in the front yard. Just the way that I roll. Over here to the tools. And put these away. Spare light bulb, and I think we're set for the night. And I've been thinking about what vehicle to take. I think we're going to do the tow truck for now. I want to migrate over to something else. Yes, we do have some bulbs in there. I want to migrate over to probably the F-Series with the State Trooper livery. I really like that, but we need to kit it out first. And if we find a vehicle we like, we can always bring it home with the tow truck. So give this a quick wash. Head up to the kitchen, eat something, and call it a night. Get up first thing in the morning and head out to Muldraugh. You can see that we've started to move stuff in here for sure, fill things up. Bunch of containers in place. This is sort of the main into the house. I definitely, once we get a legit sledgehammer, I need to do some modifications. The person who designed this house, they and I have different ideas on traffic flow. So we need to change things a bit. And this place is just going to be an absolute nightmare once the power goes out. So our last ice cream, I think, is, well, let's find where we had eaten the last ice cream. Yeah, there we go. So grab this stir fry with bacon bits that I've prepared already. Put that in the oven. Thing is, that's not going to be a lot of calories. It's a lot of protein, basically. We are going to head down to Muldraugh tomorrow. That's going to be right down the main drag here. So we'll come out, come down here, turn right at Four Corners, and then come over. I forget how they connect, but we'll figure that out. Obviously looked at the map of Muldraugh, and I think McCoy lumber is somewhere right around in this area, so that's where we're headed. I've got a bag of essentials in the back of the tow truck, ready to go. Geared up a little bit. I've got my army helmet with me. I think. Yep. we'll put that on. I've been walking around pretty lightly attired on the property, but for going out to do this, we'll armor up just a bit. Was having trouble figuring out why her discomfort was high, right? So right now she's rocking 0.1, but I think it used to be like 0.3, and then I realized it was the cup. She had a athlete's cup on, and I had no idea that it was that uncomfortable, but apparently it is. Fresh stir fry with bacon bits. I'll tell you what, boy, chickens. You get some chickens, and the next thing you know, you've got eggs just piling up. I think there's probably a full chicken house down there. We've had a few hens just sort of vanish. So I think we've got 3 now at this point, and I think that's even probably 2 too many. Maybe 1 too many. I think probably 2 hens would be fine for 1 person. Stop carrying around this CD. Oops. All right, let's grab some sleep real quick. Really been having trouble having it sleep through the night and wake up with no fatigue. I'm still working on exactly what's causing us not to get a full night's sleep. Guessing maybe it's the discomfort now of having the elbow pads on, but I don't know. Weather is cooler, so it's a little easier now to be walking around armored up. Crowbar's in decent shape. Hatchet's all right. Our full tank of gas. Got a repaired hood. Engine's at 60-something%. I'm happy with that for now. Got to get rid of that rock too if we can. Somebody was suggesting that the sledgehammer would work on it. I haven't tried it yet. Go ahead and still head out the shortcut. It's just so much faster than going out the main driveway at this point. And since I've been trimming the bushes here and chopping down a tree or 3 along the way, I think this is actually considerably faster than the driveway. I'm gonna have to go look up what a group of rabbits is called. The warren would be where they live, I think. Look out, Muldraugh, here we come. This episode's going to be pretty much devoted to coil lumber, I think. The next episode, I'll spend some time at the farm. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of food on hand on this trip, and so we'll spend some time at the farm, give you the grand tour, show you the rooms that I missed on the first tour, and talk about my ideas, plans for what I'm going to do next there, and solicit your ideas, because I'd love to hear if somebody has a better idea than me. Won't be the first time in my life. been dodging four corners by using that railroad track up there because it's just getting a little populated down here for my tastes, and I was going back and forth with big heavy things and towing. I just wanted a little less blood and dents on the windshield. But it's probably, yeah, see? Yeah, there it is. Dude, didn't even take you over the windshield. But come on, man. You gotta model the brain splat, at least model it correctly. Traveled down this way once to go down to the traffic jam. This road used to end. Oh. Okay, so that happened sooner than I thought. Let's see if we can get around this. Yeah, so I need to clear this traffic jam up, obviously. This is that rest stop area down here, yeah. Alright, so I had thought that we could get to Muldraugh just straight away. Now, oh, K-rail. Now I'm not entirely certain. Obviously, we bypassed those first two sections, but this third one up here might be a problem. Let's give it a try. Alright, so this road must come up and curve over. Cruise control at 10 keeps it in first gear, and when you're going over these bushes, first gear powers over them okay, but second gear, it bogs right out. Alright, well, easy enough. Right, now, Muldraugh, here we go. Truck is surprisingly stealthy. I appreciate. Memory serves that sandy bit back here what we wanted. jump over to the frontage road that runs alongside the main highway. Come into the yard from the north side. There we go. I think this runs down to the road that runs right into the buildings. That looks like it. This place looks deserted and already looted. Check real quick to make sure I'm not playing on a multiplayer server. Oh, wow. Yeah, I should have brought a trailer. Lights are on. Maintenance 2, I think we've already read that. Oh boy. Alright, well, so we're just going to grab... We're just going to look for the things we really need here. Because otherwise this is a whole day of looting and packing and sorting and everything else. I've just never been inside this building. It's crazy. Oh, my stuffs and things. You know they put the box that might actually have a sledgehammer back there at the back, don't you? safety goggles. Infantry 4, I'm pretty sure we've got. Box of nails, you know. In your own cabin, we've got that one. Circular saw, at least we can make another saw blade hatchet. Yeah, we definitely need to come here with something with some capacity in it. Oh, how about water? I just absolutely can't keep track of water. It's my biggest thing. It's my biggest blind spot. Travel bag, I didn't put any water in it, really? Okay. Just see the comments now. It's the water, stupid. Somebody's lunch bag. What'd you bring us? Ooh, banana for scale. Nice of them to leave the lights on. Or power, anyways. Sensing a theme in all of these. Chewing tobacco. You bet. Coffee. And a metal baseball bat. Twang. That will make a very satisfying sound. Gallagher somebody's head, right? See what else we got. Fun. Anything's locked up here, but we've got a bunch of nails this point, although I'm still going to generally grab the screws or something that are harder to come by, at least for us so far. This place is deserted. I would have expected it to be much more populated. Van key. Need to go put some stuff in the trunk. Oh, you know what? This will show us everything that's in there. Come on, axe. Come on, axe. Hey, 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 and a sledgehammer. Sledgehammer and an axe. Thank you, McCoy truck. Now, just a few more axes, please. Thank you. Took my luck asking, but you know, gotta do what he's gotta do. Oh, I already filled this seat up. I forgot to empty the seat out. This was filled up from one of the trips back from the others from West Point. Oops. All right. So we've got 6 in the bag, and we've got whatever we can hold in our inventory. Go check out these other trucks over here. I'm going to have to come back here and spend a day looting this place. Whoop. Now there's some population. Note to the developers, can we get rid of locked truck beds, please? Thank you. That's just the silliest thing ever. Another axe. Sweet. Two axes and a sledgehammer. Feel like this trip has been a success already. And all of the love has come from vehicles, so I'll look around for a couple more. from what I've read, too, generators catching fire in 42 is a more common occurrence. So definitely want to sort of think about that. I'm planning to put a sort of a garage addition right here. This would be where you'd actually work on cars and whatnot. I wish that I could duplicate their walls so it looked good, but it's just not going to do that. The immediate thing is going to be to go ahead and make this a real fence, bring it up, and run that fence all the way around. Run that fence all the way around up here, around the garden area, and then extend it out up here up to the water so that the entire property is fenced. So anyways, those are the changes we're going to make immediately. With those axes, we're going to start doing some tree cutting. You see here, I brought the Shelby onto the property. And outside, the trailer. I'm glad everything was still alive inside when it was all done. Apparently, trailers could flip over and bang and everything like that, and everything inside is fine. So they don't model that. We've had some incidents with the pigs. Some of them didn't make it in the trailer, and then there were some piglets in here, and they've just sort of vanished over time. I've noticed that the animals do not stay in the zone that they're marked for. It says that they leave if they're stressed or if there's a Zed nearby or something like that, but I mean, there's been no activity here at all on this area. There's been 2 Zeds that appeared over on the east side of the property in the last 2 weeks or so, but that's it. So I'm not entirely sure that they stay in the zone that they're supposed to. Here, let's check out the hutch. Oh, the egg situation is not bad. We've got 10, 20 in there, but remember, we've got 90 something in the fridge. So yeah, there's no way I can eat all the eggs that the hens are producing. And at this point, we only have 3 hens. I think we started with 6 or 5 hens and a rooster. Anyways, welcome back to the farm. The next time you tune in, I'll have started to work on the fence. There'll be more episodes about the actual transformations here and less about going out into the field. I just wanted to do the first away mission. But, you know, if you want a particular kind of part to the story that I'm not providing, let me know. And certainly I can stream more or less. Probably not less because, you know, I'm just playing the game, and so I turn on streaming while I'm doing it. But if there's stuff that I'm not showing that you'd rather have me on there, then let me know. This is Ace. Thanks for coming around and sticking with me for the journey. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying it. See you next time.